Let me get off of this. What happens more is, damn, I'm really forgetting my thought.
It's okay. We did.
White women be doing that, bro.
Rejection. Oh my God. I had the biggest fucking rejection that, honestly, I don't know if it traumatized me, because like I kind of like blew it off as soon as it happened, because it's like the same thing when you first fall, when you fall on your first trick, you're like, oh, okay, like that's okay, that's as bad as it gets. Like, all right, cool.
You think there was like some conscious trauma involved?
I'm not gonna say it's traumatic, but I will say like it was memorable. It was memorable, and it wasn't a good feeling. But it was one that like I knew like, okay, this is a feeling that I have to like get over, and like I got over like immediately.
Wait. When was this?
This was high school. This was some crazy how many like traumatic, quote unquote traumatic things happen in high school.
Let's not say they're traumatic, but let's just say they're significant.
Impressionable.
Yeah.
Long story short, I got carried to this girl that I had a crush on by two of my friends on a skateboard at like a fucking king entrance.
Like physically carried?
Physically carried.
For context.
And like, and it's like an entrance. I'm back then I was super dynamic.
Hold on, you agreed to this?
I was my ears were flushed. I was blushing. No. At first,
you agreed to them.
Let me. At first, I was like, nah. But then I was like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up. And I was like, all right, let's go with this.
You know what? I just got real quick. I gotta give us credit for, like, if there was some shit we thought was cool, that shit was cool. so you know, like in hindsight, this idea sounds crazy, but back then we were like, oh, this shit is sick. This nigga, and we did it. Well, I don't know. I don't actually remember this. I don't know if I was one of them niggas.
No, you weren't.
Okay, yeah, but
so basically, got carried to this girl, and she's surrounded by her group of friends. Some of them I might have a class with, whatever. And then I'm shooting my shot. I'm like, hey, I'm so and so. Can I get your name? And radio silent. And like, maybe she didn't hear me. All right.
Oh God!
You know, Goldilocks. You got a Goldilocks of shit.
Hey, it's
sometimes you go too little. Sometimes you go too.
It's beautiful to look back on, man. It's beautiful to look back on. No, real shit.
Laugh with me. Laugh with me.
Yeah, it's beautiful to look back on and see the growth and like, hey, because man, there's niggas who don't realize what they did wrong in that situation. They would still do that shit today. So it's beautiful to look back on and be like, like, that was crazy. But also, that's part of life.
Long story short, that didn't work out. Her boyfriend was there, and I walked away.
Nigga, that was a plot twist right here. Fucking plot twist, nigga.
I walked away, and this is how I framed it. I think describing the event, I was like, their laughter was the soundtrack of my walk back to my friends. And like, I don't know if you ever heard a group of high school girls laugh. They mean that shit. They are laughing with their whole ass chests. And so like, when I say I'm banging with this shit, like, that was my entry to like shooting shots. Like, I mean, like cold approaching. Like, cause I didn't have a class with this girl. I literally just was to see her like walking, like not standing like on the wall at lunch or like in a hallway. I would just, I was like, let me, da.
I'm gonna give it. You got balls.
That's what I'm saying.
There was a whole group of girls.
That's what I'm saying, yo. Is like you got to give credit where credit is due for like that, because that shows no fear of rejection right there.
The person I am is
like no fear.
The person I am like right now is.
I don't think that's that. I think there's.
Bro, like that is like you can't recover. You can't. There's no turning around from that. Like that. It shows no fear. There could have been fear present, but that's ballsy as hell.
The moment I was like, no, put me down, and I was like, wait a minute, actually, that was like I was like, I'm gonna do this. Like that. That's
boom. You make the decision regardless of the fear present. You know?
No, but there's ignorance that can be involved too.
You're ignorant until you know better.
No, but the fear doesn't have to be there.
Well, then that shows no fear. Then you agree with me.
Oh, okay.
But fear, I mean, okay.
Wait, what did you mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm saying is, you could be completely like the thought of fear doesn't even cross your mind. Like the thought of fear was never there. Basically,
I think
it was never taught. But when you went there, and and then they started laughing.
Nah.
Then you felt like
I don't think it's not a reaction because the butterflies start before that. You have you're anxious. You're like, damn, I hope she says it. I what if she says no? Like you have all those things before you go into it. You overcome those things and you still put one foot before the other and you head there. But this
I'm a baby. I'm a baby. There's a hot ass stove. I'm not. I don't even know if it's hot or not. I put my hand on it. I learned the lesson, and I learned fear of the stove.
But you don't. I mean, as a baby, yes. But as an adult, you don't have to form fear as a response to that. You don't
Yes.
have to fear all danger.
No, I
just
didn't
because
say that-
something's
I didn't say-
dangerous.
I didn't say-
Fear is useful because it comes before events. Or anxiety is like more of the word because it's what you're anxious about what you hasn't happened yet. So like that comes with like forming thoughts and opinions about the future of what happens, and that's okay. I was saying the person I am today is having gone in many different directions and extremes and finding my center and like. Yeah, it's I
sounds
call it
nice.
Goldilocksing, but like you do shit and you're like, okay, no. And then like where you are underhanding things and where you're like strong-handing.
Yeah.
And like
I think I'm kind of going through that right now with like how much hell I should give people.